Hello, welcome to another edition of
the Bears Fans Online Podcast.
Win or lose, week in and week out,
we talk about
Bear football.
Let's forget who we're playing this week and just
listen to the Bears Fans Online Podcast.
And then we'll have a good time.
Oh, are you going to wrap the fans now?
I'm going to wrap the ones.
Don't listen to the podcast.
Yes, I am.
Why?
You want to ask me why? Because
It's a great show.
I wanted the Bears to be the best. I wanted the Bears to have the best.
Podcast.
I wanted them to be the
Most informative.
We're gonna be here all day, baby. I like this kind of party.
man, this is what it's all about. I mean, people are getting.
Their Chicago Bears Fix
That's a good.
podcast.
Shut up.
Now it's time for the Bears Fans Online Podcast with your hosts,
The bad boys of Chicago radio.
Andy Long
Get your mouth shut, jerk.
and Chris Blazek.
See that? That's your IQ, buddy. 0. They don't like us. I know that. They don't even like me, and I'm a nice guy.
Chris Blazek.
See that? That's your IQ, buddy. 0.
Hello, everybody. This is Andy /UK with the Bears Fans Online Podcast. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hello, everybody. And just got some audio stuff I'm going to try and resolve here. Thank you very much for tuning in. Everybody. Got some really weird-ass echoing stuff going on here. I'm going to try and resolve here. All right, and we're back. Sorry about that. I had some weird stuff going on. I needed to close, but thank you very much for tuning in. Today, we have a Chicago Bears game this evening against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's actually a pretty big game for the beloved Chicago Bears as they go against the 3-1 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I've got some notes for this game I wanted to share with everybody, and it's not going to be as easy as you think. And Chris will be joining me here soon. He's doing some like football practice stuff, so he'll be in here momentarily. But when I see him, he'll jump in the conversation, give his thoughts on just how exactly he thinks this game is going to go. I'm watching actives and inactives. I will get those to you as soon as possible. Please feel free to hop into the comment section and let us know how terrible this is going. This is hopefully the first of many. We're going to try and do this pretty much regularly live. So hope you guys tune in regularly and enjoy it. Let's take a look here and see what's going on as far as injuries goes. There's a lot of game time decision stuff as far as the Bucs are concerned. And looks like the Chicago Bears have the following players out. This is as of about a minute or two ago. Safety Deion Bush, Sherrick McManus is out. Two big special teamers, and Deion Bush is out again. That really hurts the Bears. He's been relieving the ever injured, the ever slow and shitty Danny Trevathan, who's been a pretty pronounced disappointment and obvious liability on the field. So that sucks. I don't know how they're going to remedy that. Who is the backup in that situation? That's something to watch for. I think I have an idea of who it is. Otherwise, looks like they still haven't activated Daniel McCullers, that nose tackle, that big ass nose tackle. Guy's like 6'7", 400 pounds or something like that. So he's inactive. Riley Ridley, Mr. Inactive, is out again. And of course, Arlington Himbright. For the Bucs, though, this is the bigger situation. McCoy, Godwin, Watson. Looks like Pearson and guard Stinney. Trying to see who's looks like Mike Evans is going to play. So he was a game time decision. He's going to be up and going. So if I see anything as it happens, I will let you know. But I got some really horrible numbers here as I was going over this game and trying to really get an idea of just what the Bears were in for this tonight against the Bucs. Now, it has never been fun against Brady. So just to go over a little bit of a bit of history for both the Bears, the Bucs, and Tom Brady. On Thursday Night Football, historically, it has a unique advantage to the home team because it's one fewer day they have to waste on travel. It's one more day they can prepare for an NFL game. Home team is 19-10 historically on Thursday Night Football, and of those 39 games, the underdog has only won 7. The Bucs are 3.5 point favorites, so it's only a slight bit of favoritism. It's generally, I think, home team gets 3.5, so that's pretty typical. Not an exceptional spread there. I'm not a gambler. I don't really know too much about that stuff, so don't look to me for gambling advice. But Tom Brady's the bigger problem, and Tom Brady's he's 43 years old. The guy's ancient. He is 12-2 on Thursday Night Football. He's got a 105.6 career passer rating on Thursday Night Football. Obviously with the Patriots the entire time, so he's had a really good squad around him. The last time the Bears played the Buccaneers was 2 years ago. A lot of people probably remember that game because it was the Mitchell Trubisky 6-touchdown game. That was probably the last time we saw Mitch Trubisky be good to where we, everything we've talked about with Mitch Trubisky and everything, it gives one a headache to ponder. But no, that game was probably the last time we'll see Mitch in any sort of major impactful sort of way to where he's an active contributor and not an active contributor, but a standout performance. Like you don't see that very often. And yeah, it was a 48-10 win over a junk ass Buccaneers team. What you want to take away from that is kind of up to you. But I remember it was sort of a celebratory night because it's not often the Bears feel this way or Bears fans feel this way. We're not usually on that end of the blowouts. We're not necessarily victims of blowouts necessarily a lot, but as far as being able to blow another team out, especially putting points up in the 40s, that's a rare thing. And the Bucs have obviously changed significantly. And I guess that loss to the Bears actually had a really big ripple impact to the Tampa Bay Buccaneer franchise. And since then, they've obviously got a new coach. They've got a new quarterback. They've brought in a lot of new bodies, new blood, and they've turned that franchise around pretty well. I think they're leading their division right now, and it's early, but still. The last time the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won in Chicago was 2008. Now, as far as a hostile environment goes, not going to be quite as bad this time around. Obviously, there's not going to be anybody there. And from what I understand and what I've heard from around from reporters and players and coaches, and not that I'm connected just through Twitter or anything, is that it's super weird. Playing games in an empty stadium is super, super weird. And they just kind of have each other. There's no real crazy, that intensity that comes with playing in front of your home fans. Now, Chris should be joining me in just a few minutes. But in the interim, I did just want to say, if you guys did want to jump in and join the conversation, we've been part of a very special message board for a number of years now. And let's show you here once again. BearsFansOnline.com co-built this website 2008 with a good pal of mine. And we kind of came from a splintered community of Chicago Bears fans. And so we decided to make this message board, and we've got, we got a pretty decent amount of contributors. Games are always fun. We do have a Discord chat. You're welcome to join in and enjoy. The game chats are awesome. It's something we've been doing for a while now and really enjoy it. So I highly suggest you jump on there and enjoy that. So, oops. And that's the site, not the YouTube video. But yeah, join in, man. We've been doing this for, 10 years now, 8, 9, 10, 11 years, something like that. So cool. Good place to stop in and say hello to. I'll go ahead and go into things here about the game a little bit more. I'm waiting for Chris to join the broadcast. And again, I've been watching notes here just in case anything occurs. And so far, we've only got the inactives, and hopefully there's something with the Bears here, but let me double check. Doesn't appear to be anything yet besides those inactives. So keep an eye on things. But as far as Bears Bucs go, It looks like I'm going to hold off because I think Chris is going to jump into the broadcast. So give him just a minute to jump in, and we'll get his thoughts as I go through the Bears and Buccaneers game. Really exciting stream. There's nothing like silence to really make a live show go well, but we are going to have our thoughts on Bears defense versus Bucs offense and vice versa. Done a little research trying to know the enemy here this afternoon, and from what I found, it was more discouraging than I'd like. And it's hard. Being a Bears fan is almost an existence, an interminable existence of being frustrated. But needless to say, without spoiling anything, the Bears do not have the advantage in this situation. Anybody who's watched the Chicago Bears for the last 20 years has known that the guy wearing number 12 does pretty good against the team. There's been some notable contests where it has not gone well for the Chicago Bears. One game that comes to mind, usually the first game that comes to mind for me as far as Bears Patriots, I mean, a lot of people are going to say Super Bowl 20, but the one game that stands out to me was, I think it was 2014. It was like week 8 against the Patriots in New England. Bears were down 48-23, something like that. And it was middle of the fourth quarter, I think, early stages of the second half of the game, maybe, I don't know. Either way, the Patriots had beat the hell out of the Bears so bad that they had Jimmy Garoppolo in playing backup reps, getting some time to just do whatever he wanted because the Bears sucked. And that was Lamar Houston being a buffoon and did the celebration. His first sack of the year came in week 8 against the damn Patriots. Now, looks like Chris is here. I'm going to go ahead and jump in. Hey, Chris, how you doing, man? Okay, he's getting his audio set up, so I'll let him do that. But that was a game where he got the sack of Garoppolo, and they're down over 20 points. They go on to win, put up, I think, 51. And Lamar Houston gets the sack, celebrates like he just, won the game, and as he lands, he tears his ACL. So that went well for the Bears. That was a classic Trestman era gaffe. So hopefully, Chris, hope everything's all right with your audio, man. Getting there he is. Hey, there he is. There's Chris. He's moving wires around his head and getting things prepared. I hear things, man. I can barely hear you. You sound like you're in space.
Can you hear me?
You're really staticky. I don't know which microphone you're using, but it's coming across really weird.
Can you hear me?
Barely. Sounds, I don't know what's going on with your mic, dude. Something screwy. Did you hear me at all? All right, we'll stop the broadcast for now. We'll come right back.